V'im dal hu v'in yado masheges v'lokach keves achad asham litnufa, and the pasuk continues on. In this week's Parsha, Parsha's Metzora, we learn about a person who has tzaras from speaking the terrible crime and the terrible words of lashon hara. And it says, and if he is poor and he's unable to afford, then he'll give a cheaper korban of one sheep, and less than what a regular person would give. So we have a question. Why does it say, and if he is poor, v'im dal hu, v'ein yadu mishages, and then his hand is unable to afford? Why are we saying that? Isn't it contradictory? So the answer is there are two types of poor people. One that defines himself as being poor, and another that realizes that he might be poor now, but that does not necessarily mean that he'll be poor in the future. He could always change himself and do some deal to get himself richer again. The first type of a poor person is someone who's negative, while second is someone who's positive, a pessimist and an optimist. The Medrash Yakira Rabbah in lists 10 sins that cause tzaras. Three such sins are as follows. One is obviously lashon hara, malicious, like saying bad things. Two is acting rude and like being like a bully and being mean towards people, acting miserly. And three is conceit. All of these sins share a common denominator, namely what's known as in Hebrew as an ayin ra, a bad eye, an evil eye. That when you look at things, when you look at someone, you don't give them benefit of the doubt. You give them dam l'kav chov. You immediately accuse them. You always think ill and bad of other people, which is what causes you to do lashon hara. The Torah is therefore teaching us that a person has to go from being this type of being a pessimistic poor person to an optimistic poor person, someone who says that he will in the future become richer, means by which the cure for tzaras can take effect. The Torah therefore use two terms to describe a poor person, starting firstly with the pessimist, a poor person, and continuing with the optimist, in order to teach the Metzora the direction he needs to go into, that he can cure himself for his bad ways, and he can now continue to go back into his thing, and he now must change the manner by which he sees the world. We must also change our own perspective to be a more positive one, and to avoid negativity. A positive person would not say lashon hara. We have to love each Jew, ahavas Yisrael, and this is how we prevent ourselves from lashon hara and becoming a Metzora. From here, we can either be the first poor person and just not change and constantly be lashon hara, or we could be an optimist. We have to be the optimist. Thank you and good Shabbos.